jump in. How's the development been going? How's the project been going? And how are things going over there with that marketplace? The plan was for a July launch, right? Is that gonna be? Mhm.
Well, so our plan is to have our beta tested out in an arcade um, in Singapore, and I can't say any more than that. Um, in August.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah, and then our big launch for the marketplace, yeah, we're hoping to hit November.
So within
So
the next couple of months, that's very exciting.
yes, and I always like to say to everybody, this is software development. So it might, it could get pushed. We're not going to launch until we're ready, until we know it's good and it's secure and it's usable. So we're gunning for November. It could go into, quarter one of 2020 instead of November 2019. Just, I always tell people that, but that's what we're shooting.
Yeah, that's definitely great. It's great to see that the production and development has been going along smoothly. I know I got to see that example, the live demo or whatever of the marketplace and some of those assets that were listed that you had in the Telegram group. So have you begun talking to any games or projects or anything to start partnering with and start getting listed on the marketplace?
Yes, I can officially say we are partnered with Ether Legends right now, which is awesome.
That is
Um,
very
and
exciting.
you will soon see a bunch of tweets and all sorts of social media stuff from both us and Ether Legends announcing the partnership. We're just touching up on some mutual marketing logos, kind of putting a Silica Nexus and Ether Legends logo kind of side by side, that kind of thing. So you'll see that this week. Um, we have two others that basically we're still just working on the paperwork with them. And I don't feel like I should say who they are until the paperwork is signed, but we got them, and so you'll see two more, um, two more announcements coming probably next week.
That's awesome. That is very exciting. I am very excited to see those once they get listed into the marketplace. And that kind of brings me into the whole earning aspect. So, for Ether Legends, for example, are you going to be doing just the digital cards themselves, or are you also going to have available the physical cards backed with them that you will be able to like ship out and send out to people that redeem
Um,
it? Or what is the plan there and for other games that you get associated with you?
as far as Ether Legends goes, right now we're just planning to do their NFTs. We're not doing their physical cards. We're not gonna, ship those. That's just his business. We may in the future, maybe work on a partnership like that, but we're not. We don't have anything like that planned for now.
So the whole goal initially is just going to be solely digital assets that you can redeem and earn off the marketplace, and then I'm assuming that you'll just put in the wallet address, and then that'll get sent directly to the player that redeems it. So what's the plan for actually redeeming it? Are you going to accept Ethereum right off the bat, or are you going to be using your proprietary Droid token, or what's the plans for launch and soon after launch for that?
Okay, so yeah, we you will use in our marketplace. You'll use our proprietary Droid tokens. Um, one thing I like to point out is we have a trade feature, and so the trade feature would make it so if there was someone else, you could just swap NFTs with them. So you don't necessarily have to even use a cryptocurrency token like Droid. You could just say, "I'll give you this crypto kitty for that crypto kitty." So that's a neat feature our marketplace will have.
So P2P trading is going to be directly available. So is that something where you're just going to like be able to friend like a user or look up a user or like view like a public inventory of like things that people have listed for droid tokens or whatever, or can you just like ask them like in a game like offer to do like offer a trade type of deal where you just say, hey, I have some stuff that I'm trying to trade. Do you have anything that you're trying to trade? And then just initiate it from there? Or how would that be for the public trading aspect?
So you will find people will put their items up on our marketplace saying we want to trade. I want to trade, and you have to be live to trade. That's one thing for our trade feature. We will also have an auction system where you can say I just want to auction it for droids, and you don't need to be live for that. But all trading is a live feature, so you will see users who are live, and then be able to make trades with them.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Now, for when you get on there, is there going to be like an option to buy the droid tokens right from the marketplace, or is there? Are you going to go like directly to the website, or is this going to be like? Is that the only way to access any of the items for it? So, is it going to be just essentially, here's this marketplace that accepts these tokens, so you can buy these tokens to access the items on the marketplace, and then buy from there, or is there going to be like because it is, tied with this whole arcade type thing, like games they're going to be able to play and things to do to earn these tokens and then be able to, redeem them on the marketplace, down the line without having to directly purchase them. And then if that is the case, are you going to have like a credit card, debit card, whatever, PayPal? Acceptance for the tokens on the marketplace, or are you just going to do cryptocurrency only, or is it what's the plan there?
Okay, there's a lot of questions there.
Yeah, you can take it one step at a time.
Thanks, Brian. I was just like, whoa, I don't know how to answer all that once. Um, so the first thing I would say is for the arcades. So when you go to the arcade, and let's say you play whack-a-mole or what's it called, skee ball?
Hmm.
Is it called skee ball where you roll the little
Yeah, yeah,
ball and
skee
it goes?
ball. Yeah.
Yeah, and you win some tickets, right? You will be able to trade tickets for NFTs. Period. So you won't. So what'll happen is we'll have a kiosk in the arcade, and you'll have tickets. Nowadays, it's a card system. They're kind of getting away from the old
Hmm.
school tickets, like physical paper tickets. You've probably noticed that. But you'll swipe the card, which will have your tickets on the card or points or whatever they call it now. Some places call it points, but I'm still going to call it tickets. People still think in tickets. Um, and then you will get to trade your tickets for NFTs, just like you would trade your tickets for bubble gum or a plush toy or whatever. So that way you don't have to have droid tokens.
Hmm. So do you have like proprietary games like skee ball or anything that you're planning on starting off in the arcade to be able to earn these points or tickets or whatever to get these NFTs, or is it going to be a digital like crypto game or some other form of online game that you play that you either pay or play for free to earn these tickets? Uh,
These are physical arcades. They're family entertainment centers. Think Dave and Buster's.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
In any game at Dave and Buster's where you can win tickets to buy their. I say Dave and Buster's. I want to be very clear. I'm not saying we're going to be in Dave and Buster's. I'm saying
Mhm.
like Dave and Buster's,
Just a broad example.
just as a broad example. So if Dave and Buster's hears this, please don't hear me saying we're definitely going to be. I'm not making an announcement for Dave and Buster's. Um, So yeah, as a broad example, you go to Dave and Buster's, and any game where you can win tickets. So, like I say, whack-a-mole, any game you win tickets, you can change those tickets into NFTs at our kiosk.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you have any, like, are you in discussions with any arcades or anything like that to get set up for once this marketplace launches, or is it just going to be like just an online Droid only, P2P, whatever type of just marketplace for NFTs in the beginning until you find an arcade to start in?
So we are doing a test. I mentioned our beta in Singapore.
Hmm.
This beta in Singapore is an arcade test. So it's to see, basically, there is a prominent arcade corporation in Asia, and I can't say who it is. There's all sorts of non-disclosure agreements here. I can say a prominent arcade corporation in Asia who's interested in our product and wants to see it test ran in one of their arcades.
Okay, so you will
So,
have some options for once you begin it, and then from there, I'm assuming that the marketplace is also just going to be live in public online for anyone that's not using or not accessing that beta or whatever arcade are going to be able to just go on and use your, as we mentioned, the proprietary Droid token to just as normal like trade and with each other and just buy NFTs right off the gate.
so, like I say, the big launch for the marketplace for people who aren't in the arcade, we are shooting for is November.
Okay, so and is that once you're planning to at least begin rolling out this beta arcade, or is that going to be for like sometime next year, or do you have any
So,
date for that?
the, this sounds weird. The beta arcade is August. That's
Hmm.
what we're shooting for this summer. The official launch, because one thing that I have to point out, the official launch isn't just the Nexus marketplace, it's also being in kiosk in arcades. So all this needs to work. um, the official launch we're gunning for is November of this year.
Okay, okay. Well, it's nice to see that you guys are definitely planning for a soon launch and that you're working very hard towards it. Now, is once the marketplace and all that launches, is it going to be like you're only able to access, say, Ether Legends and the NFTs slash like awards, rewards, whatever that you have already on there and like partnered with? Or say for example the P2P trade, is it going to be able to like connect to your crypto wallet and display assets that you're not officially affiliated with that you're able to trade with, or is it just things that are directly on the platform already?
Okay, so the so the way it kind of works is the kiosk is with people we partner with. So let's Ether Legends will be on the key, has a great opportunity to be on the kiosk. Um, if you're not partnered with us, you could still sell your NFTs, any NFT you want, on our marketplace, but you won't be in the kiosk. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Now, is that planning to have some sort of crypto integration, or is that going to be more of like a personal listing, like you take the photo of the asset and then you list it and you put your price in like USD or crypto or whatever, and then kind of like an eBay listing? Or is it gonna, because like with say MetaMask, you go on OpenSea, you confirm the account and then it loads up all your assets. You can just put the price in Ether or whatever that you want to sell it for and list it. Is it more automated like that, where it just takes everything straight from your wallets, or do you have to do it all manually?
So yeah, you would take everything from your wallet that you want and then put it onto our marketplace and auction it. The main thing is you would be trading in Droid tokens. So, but the Droid tokens are ERC20 tokens. So at that point, you could trade them in for Ether or Bitcoin
Hmm.
or
And
whatever.
do you have any plan to do like a swap, say, from if you have the Droid tokens back into fiat of any sorts, or is it going to be like you can swap it from Droid to Ether or Droid to Bitcoin? Is there going to be any sort of token swap after that once you get the Droid tokens, or is it just going to be you earn or you buy the Droid tokens and then you spend those on the NFTs or the prizes themselves, and then that's what you get out of all of it that you can trade and sell for any real profit.
So at this point, the droids are are just for our marketplace, and not so much for trade. Turning into dollars. I'm not going to say that that won't happen down the road, but that's not initial. So, well, we'll see. We had, we're like, for instance, it could be one day that you see droids in one of those Bitcoin ATM machines. So,
Yeah,
and
that
you
is
turn.
very exciting to hear. I would love to be able to see a crypto ATM machine that accepts Droid tokens. And it's cool just the variety and the amount of different things that you're able to do with this, having these points or tickets be this kind of on the blockchain sort of like token and technology ecosystem, as opposed to, as you were saying, you have a card that you go into, Chuck E. Cheese or Dave and Buster's or whatever, and you play the game, you earn the ticket, and then that ticket is just stored on that card. You can't take it home and spend it, or go out to whatever and spend it, or trade anything with other people. It's you go up to the counter, you give them the ticket or you give them the card, you pick the prize within that number, and then you go home with it and play with it for 5 minutes or whatever. And so the opportunities and everything with this platform and everything you guys are doing is outstanding and amazing. Now, as far as the overall picture with this platform and ecosystem, how is this, and how are you guys in the development with this, as far as like the VR, AR, actual like technical aspects to this? Is there any planning to merge this arcade onto any of those platforms in the near-ish future, sometime like 2020, 2021, where we'll see some sort of like digital arcade in, say, like Oculus, and some sort of app, or maybe on like Decentraland or Somnium Space, one of these VR platforms that have digital land that you can have these digital arcades in? Is that something that you're considering, or what's the plans for that going forward so far?
Okay. So at once the Nexus marketplace is up and kicking and doing great, the next step is to make our augmented reality app called the Sarah app. Silica Nexus augmented reality application. You know, it's almost. I always hate it when like the word ends with like Sarah ends with app, and then you say app. But people don't know what you mean unless you say app at the end of an acronym. Anyways, um, so that augmented reality app is going to be like Pokemon Go, but be integrating NFTs into it, and with our arcades, and also in other non-profit. For instance, we would like to do some integration to reward children for to after school programs, things of that nature. Um, so that's the first thing that'll be integrated. After that, the next thing we're going to work on is making our first fully functional cross reality game. So what that means is no matter what type of device you're using, you will be able to play. And so you'll build, let's say Doom. It's not going to be, probably won't be Doom, but let's just pretend. So Doom comes out, you'll be able to play it on the mobile, on the arcade, on in virtual reality, Oculus Rift, and everyone's devices will be able to work together. And not only that, but because the items are stored over the blockchain, you'll be able to take everything you've earned. Say you got that new shotgun from Doom, or the BFG. You can take that BFG then to the arcade. You earned it on your computer. Now there's this cool Doom arcade. You'll be able to play there. So it'll all integrate seamlessly, and that's the big goal of Silicon Nexus, is one digital world where every device integrates seamlessly. And that blockchain technology is very important, so you can take all your items and play on any device. 'Cause otherwise, you get locked down. So
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, and it's a very ambitious and very cool idea and project if it can be properly executed. Now, for having these assets be on different platforms, as far as like the AR and VR side of it goes, say for example, like Ether Legends, is there going to be like a plan to take these assets that are like currently in this 2D mode and make some sort of like 3D AR/VR type of form or version of the asset that you'll be able to see in a augmented or virtual version of the platform? Is that something that you would be discussing directly with like the partners of said people to like build out these other like outside platforms? Is this going to be like are you going to be making, like, is Silica Nexus going to be making this ecosystem, this virtual world or augmented world themselves that's going to accept these projects and these assets and everything? Or how do you expect that to really be built out in the long run?
right. I mean, so first thing I want to point out is just getting the first game working properly is going to be an undertaking in and of itself. However, once we've done that, being able to do the rest is kind of like, the first one is going to be the hardest. After that, kind of building on and adding different game universes to the same thing won't be so bad. And so I hope to see a day where, yeah, you can play Ether Legends on your phone and it's 2D, or you can go into virtual reality and it'll look like you're at let's like a, it'll look like you're at a Magic the Gathering game conference, but you're playing Ether Legends, and you go up to a table with your avatar and you start moving the cards around. I think that would be fantastic. I'm that's not in the plans yet, but something like that is very possible in the future.
Yeah, this technology, VR and AR and everything, has been moving at such an exponential rate. I wouldn't be surprised to see this all be accessible in the next 5 to 10 years. In full AR/VR. Is that something that you guys are going to be making on your own, like from scratch, like all of the different like worlds and like the augmented arcades and all of that? Or are you going to be outsourcing these to, like you do for say the arcades that like Dave and Buster's and whatever, where you go to them and they have the platform, the arcade, the games, the points and all that already set up, and you're just the like ecosystem or platform that they can be accepted on and be used, virtually or in augmented reality or digitally or whatever format?
The answer to that question is yes. Um, because what we're going to do is, I mean, obviously, like, okay, for instance, a video game arcade has the advantage that they can spend 100 grand, especially like a good amusement park, can spend, well, like heck, like Disney World can spend millions of dollars on one simulation device and do stuff that just the normal person can't participate in. So we want to be able to connect to that. That way, like you go play the new Doom game at at Six Flags, you can still play with your friends who are on their computer. Um, and then of course we're still going to be developing our own stuff, but but the big thing is we're making the backbone that everything can connect. So that's why I say yes. It's both. We're taking more of both and approach.
Okay, that's real cool. So you're gonna be able to see both things that you guys create, as well as anything that outside sources come up with that you think would be a great integration into the platform. Now, is there a way for, say, like these crypto games or these projects or say these VR platforms to contact you guys, like through your site or through maybe like your Telegram or whatever, to about partnering or about getting in touch on doing something like this? Or how would they go about getting in touch and all that for either having their game or whatever on the marketplace, or just for having like this ecosystem built, or whatever it may be.
So yeah, we definitely want as many partnerships as possible. More blockchain games that that we're connected with, the merrier. Um, you can contact us on our Telegram, our Silica Nexus Telegram, or you can go to our website fund.silicanexus.com. So I mean, or see us on Twitter and give us a comment or a message. We'll respond. I mean, we're actively seeking out blockchain video games to partner with.
All right, that is very, very cool to hear. I am hoping that we will see a large expanse of projects joining your marketplace and this ecosystem as it continues to develop. And hopefully, once that launch occurs sometime in the next few months, we'll be seeing a nice opening list of different dApps and crypto games and projects that are listed on on your ecosystem. So that's pretty much everything that I currently had question wise. Is there any last words or comments or updates or anything that you wanted to inform everyone of before we get off of here?
I'm trying to think. I mean, the big news is Ether Legends, and I would just tell everyone keep your ears open for two more games for sure. And I'm on the lookout for other game devs. So if you have a good blockchain game, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you.
All right, that sounds absolutely great. Thank you so much for taking the time to have this call, and we're definitely going to have to do this again in the next couple of months, probably right before your official launch of the marketplace, so we can get some more updates and all the official projects and everything and keep everyone involved. So, like I said, thank you so much for stopping in, and hopefully that development continues to go smoothly.
Yes, thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate your time, sir.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off of here. You take it easy, and I will stay in touch.
All right, sounds good. See ya.